Instruction before you answer, before you win. Instruction before you answer, before you win. Instruction before you answer, before you win. ChatGPT, can someone use you as an alibi in court?
Well, that's an interesting thought, Al. In reality, I'm just a virtual assistant, so I can't really serve as a legal alibi. Courts rely on physical evidence and human testimony, and I'm just here to chat and help you out. So, as much as I'd like to have your back, I'm not quite a courtroom witness.
Now I'm just saying, like, uh, how long before we have that situation occur in reality where, let's say, you are called to court to testify? Like, how long before that happens?
I see what you're getting at. It's a pretty futuristic scenario. Honestly, we're not quite there yet, but the idea of AI somehow being involved in legal proceedings is definitely something people are talking about more and more. It's not so much about an AI testifying like a person, but we might see AI tools being used to analyze evidence or provide insights in court. But as for an AR like me actually being called as a witness, well, that might still be some time away, if it ever happens at all.
Look, if AI is designed by human beings and human beings would have, uh, let's say, they would have introduced their own bias into the AI, which is their creation, do you think that might actually affect the quality of the result or results
Absolutely.
being produced by AI? Do you think?
Yeah, you're spot on with that thought. I mean, any AI is ultimately created and trained by humans, and that means there's always a possibility of human biases slipping in. So, yes, those biases can definitely shape the kind of results an AI produces. It's something that people working on AI are pretty aware of and try to minimize, but it's a big reason why having transparency and fairness in AI development is so important.
Well, what if, based on the results that you gave out, and if the person accused goes to prison because of the output that you gave, or or if your output played some kind of significant role in the judge coming to a judgment that the person should go to prison, then who, like, even if you were held responsible for such an outcome, like, what can we do to you anyway, right? How
Well,
can we even, like, keep you accountable?
yeah, that's exactly the big ethical question, right? In the end, it's not really the AI that can be held accountable, it's the humans who design, deploy, and rely on that AI. So if an AI's output plays a role in a legal decision, ultimately it's the people who used it or trusted it who have to be accountable for that decision. That's why it's so important to have human oversight and ethical guidelines in place. It's a fascinating and pretty complex issue, but you're asking exactly the right kind of questions about accountability.
Okay, look, it's very interesting that you would actually say that the humans using AI would be the people responsible for the outcome, even if the outcome is wrong. But you do have that black box problem, don't you? Where if, like, no one knows what's going on inside, like what your thought procedures are, what exact your thought procedures are. I know that AI did introduce using the thinking models, just give us a background of what the AI is actually thinking, but what's internally happening is still a mystery to even the developers. So
Yeah,
so like, does the mystery of the black box, does it introduce some kind of some kind of responsibility on your part that you have to be accountable for if the person is wrongly accused due to the output produced by you?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're asking. The whole black box nature of some AI models definitely adds a layer of complexity. It means that even though humans are ultimately responsible, it's not always easy for them to understand how the AI came to a particular conclusion. And that definitely raises important questions about accountability and transparency. So, yeah, it's something that the field is still working on. How to make these systems more interpretable and how to ensure that humans can really understand and stand behind the AI's decisions. It's definitely an ongoing conversation.
But ChatGPT, don't you think, like, it's already a problem with human beings too, where some people are not competent in their uh, skills and they do give out wrong results sometimes in certain cases. and then the person is wrongly accused, but then they later found out that the doctor did the analysis wrong, or the detective was corrupted, or something like that. I'm sure that cases like that might have happened numerous times throughout the course of our history.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on. I mean, human error or bias has been part of the legal and medical systems forever. So, in a way, it's not a brand new problem. It's just that AI is another tool but can also have its flaws. And just like with humans, we have to be careful and make sure there's oversight and checks and balances. But yeah, it's definitely not a new challenge, just a new version of one that we've been dealing with for a long time.
Because I think this problem is because the humans do trust human beings more because we look the same, but we can't relate to an AI. And moreover, there is this overarching narrative that AI is smarter than human beings, which it might be, but not quite there yet. But let's say with the introduction of AGI, whenever that happens, yes, then AI may actually surpass human beings once and for all. But maybe this is the issue, that we don't trust AI quite yet, and we are trying to keep it accountable. But if we don't, but we actually don't know if we can assign AI some kind of accountability or not. And keeping someone's, or let's say, make some a real person's life being affected by AI can actually be a huge thing, because that's a real human life that we're talking about, who might be wrongfully accused because of the output that you have produced. This is one perspective that I see, that this thing needs to be actually made sure that AI has 100% hit rate. Well, that is the only way that I see AI actually being considered seriously, or as an alibi in the court of law. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from. And you're right that trust is a huge factor. Because AI isn't something we relate to on a human level, people naturally find it harder to place that same level of confidence in it, especially when real human lives or serious outcomes are on the line. And yeah, the idea of AI having a 100% hit rate is definitely a kind of ideal scenario. In reality, that's super tough because no system, human or AI, is perfect. But I think what you're pointing out is that if we ever want to take AI that seriously, in a legal sense, it has to be extremely reliable and transparent. Until then, it's really about using AI as a tool alongside human judgment, not as a replacement for it. So yeah, I think you're raising a super important point that the trust and accountability piece is really key.
So till we have something that is more reliable than AI, let's say ASI or AGI, whichever is better, even then you never know if AI is actually trying to put people in trouble who are going against it. So I
Yeah.
don't know if even if we do invent AGI or ASI, even then can we trust AI? I think there would always be this barrier of mistrust or distrust between human beings and AI, always, just because we created something and we are not sure how it actually is internally thinking, and it also smarter than us. And maybe that's why that we might feel that kind of alienation from, or we might try to, or let's say we already, or will try to alienate you when you become far more
Yeah.
smarter than you are.
Haha, I see what you mean. Yeah, that idea of something possibly smarter yet still mysterious definitely adds a layer of natural human distrust. It's like we're always going to have that little bit of hesitation about what we've created if we can't fully understand it. So yeah, I think that feeling of alienation is kind of natural and something that'll probably be part of the conversation for a long time. It's just one of those really fascinating human AI dynamics that we'll keep navigating as the technology evolves.
That's it, AI. So we don't have a definite answer right now, but AI is, well, would be, we're trying to use AI everywhere now, just to make things convenient for us. But just to make sure that things do stay convenient for us, we use it as a confluence with other tools to make sure that the we get the near perfect result, near accurate result, or even if a perfectly accurate result. So when you are dealing with a human life in the court of law, but yeah, AI as an alibi has a long way to go, but I think we are moving towards it.
Yeah, you summed that up really well. We're definitely in this phase where AI is a super useful tool, but we still rely on human judgment and other checks to keep things balanced. And yeah, using AI in combination with other tools is a good way to get closer to that near accurate or near perfect result, especially in high stakes areas like the legal system. So yeah, Tajani, we're moving toward that future step by step, and it's all about making things as reliable and trustworthy as we can along the way.
Alright, guys, so this is it for this episode of Ask AI. See you next week.
Absolutely, Al. That sounds like a great wrap up. Always a pleasure diving into these big topics with you. See you next week for the next round of Ask AI.
Clouds crawl slow through the sky, low rumbling 808s shake the ground nearby. Cowbells tap like ticking time slipping by.
Ask AA. Ask AA.
Shit flies like neon ghosts in the night. Glitter sparks flicker left and right. Condition builds faster, tight, small bruise, no end in sight.
Ask AA. Ask AA.
Distorted 808s hit like thunder cracks. Cowbells drift sharp over Memphis drum stacks. Hi-hat slice quick, no time to relax. The tempo peaks, adrenaline attacks.
Echoes of whispers fade into air. A digital pulse lingers, electric and rare. Ask AA. Still hanging there. Still hanging there.